Wildfire survivors in a rural Dorado County community are still fighting for FEMA assistance 4 years after the Caldor Fire destroyed their town. Many are still living in trailers on their burned out properties, unable to afford to move or rebuild. But tonight, a story of hope. We'll show you the progress on one home after so much tragedy.
I had grabbed my portfolio when we evacuated, so I have a visual record, at least, of my paintings.
Artist Cathie can fit her surviving work on a single wooden plaque.
The only thing of my artwork that came through was ceramic.
She and MacNeil lost their Grizzly Flats home 4 years ago in the Caldor Fire. Starting on August 14, 2021, the Caldor Fire burned more than 220,000 acres over more than 2 months, destroying more than 1,000 structures. Hundreds of those were in the small, rural, largely middle to low-income community of Grizzly Flats. There, people like Mac and Cathie are looking for a path forward 4 years later.
A whole lot of people still out here living in trailers. You know, it's not easy.
We first introduced you to this couple back in May when we covered the groundbreaking on their house. 2, 3. The formerly empty lot now has a lot more to show. Mac and Cathie are the first to utilize a new ordinance through Dorado County called Title 25. It involves free, pre-reviewed plans for a 750-square-foot home. The process is meant to be fast-tracked and cost-efficient for survivors of the Caldor Fire in the Grizzly Flats and Phillips areas.
Well, today we're standing in front of the first Title 25 home in Dorado County. It's the first home rebuilt by a charitable organization.
Caleb Armstrong is president and CEO of Nonprofit Construction Corporation, the licensed general contractor on the job.
Well, this is the interior of the home.
He says Nonprofit Construction is building this house using donations and the proceeds from private jobs. Plus, subcontractors are donating labor and materials.
This will be the kitchen.
Like Chris D'Angelo of D'Angelo Construction.
They're living in an RV right there. And as we're here building and we're putting up walls, you know, and they come out and look, you know, they get to see a house become a house right in front of them. It's pretty special.
After 4 long years, Mac is finally feeling some hope.
What Caleb is doing is achieving a miracle. He's getting a house built. We're very happy to see that because nobody else did it.
Cathie told me in May she'll believe it when she sees it.
Yeah, I believe it now.
So some more optimism than when we first talked.
Oh, yeah. We've had so many disappointments and setbacks through the years. Now I'm getting a castle.
But they say the trauma of losing their home and animals remains raw.
We cry a lot. Like I said, I lost my cats.
So many survivors are still struggling to rebuild, in part because even though FEMA issued a major disaster declaration for the broader community, it denied individual assistance. Congressman Kiley, who represents the area, has been fighting for years to get that individual assistance for folks in Grizzly Flats. Last month, in a House committee hearing, he asked the FEMA acting administrator to revisit the case.
Is this something that you might be able to look into and talk with the president about to finally get the victims of the fire in the Caldor Fire, the victims in Grizzly Flats, the individual assistance they deserve?
The acting administrator said he would ask.
I reached out to FEMA and the White House for an update. A White House spokesperson tells us, quote, the president responds to each request for federal assistance under the Stafford Act with great care and consideration while providing for the fair and impartial consideration of appeals in line with existing practices allowed by law. We have not yet heard back from FEMA. And by the way, nonprofit construction is ready to be hired for licensed general contractor work. The money made from jobs goes right back into building homes for people who couldn't otherwise afford it. If you would like to hire them or donate directly to the nonprofit, we have a link on abc10.com/links.